right, this is our first part of the seed blocking. So, people talk about taking their old dirt, which I did have in here, and the things had all died down, and I dump it into just one of those 1970 containers. Don't judge my table. Like I said, I just got all of my seeds out. So, we're going to talk about the seed blocking, and I use this old Tupperware. And I literally, and I'm not using gloves, but you sure could. I like to be able to feel that things are packed in there. I'm going to see how far I can go on my video. So literally, I wet this in here. I took old dirt from several different pots, mixed it all up. I might have some, other weedy things in there. I'll just dump those out. And you literally pack it in there. I sometimes will rub it off on the side. You can see that you want the dirt wet and wet enough that that it'll stick together, but you also don't want it dripping wet. Like if you saw the bottom of this, there is a lot of water, but you just kind of scrape it off on the side. It's nice and flat. I better stop my video for a minute. All right, so it is packed in there, and I kind of just take it up the side. And then when you put it down, I found that these old trays that I got, they will allow me to be able to heat from the bottom, because good heat for really helps with germination, especially with tomatoes. And you just kind of make sure it's flat, and I hold this little lip part of it here, and I push down, and now I have 20 perfect little blocks. So I'm going to do some more. I'll do it again. If you have pieces of wood or strange mulch, again, I like to kind of make sure it's all packed in there and nice and level. There's a weed. Get that out of there. I like to make sure each one's packed in there nice and flat, so that when it goes down onto the tray, one of the purpose of seed blockings is to be able to water from the bottom. So again, I don't use gloves. Yes, I know I have fingernails. You just clean them after. So I can probably get 20, 40, 60, 80 maybe on here. Nice and flat. Make sure you can see it nice and flat. I just push out. And now there are actually little indentations also. So one whole side of beefsteak, the 50 plus from Wisconsin 55 from the extension office, are planted. Now you can see the seeds on top. Some have one, some have two. I try to only do one per block, but sometimes my fat fingers get in the way. I'm going to go back with a toothpick, and I'm just going to poke that seed right down into it and make sure it's kind of covered up and nestled in there, so that you won't see the seeds, and they will get growing really fast. I'm not worried about, if I got a couple extras. I will show you later. If I got a couple extras in one, you can easily split them. And I'll show that too, if any of them, like I have many that will germinate. I'm excited to try this variety because they are for Wisconsin. We are zone 3. So I'm pretty excited. I'll just go through the whole thing, poke them in, and I'll do the same with Roma. I wanted to show 2 more things. These, I decided this last batch that would be of the tomatoes. This one is going to be sweet yellow and sweet red California Wonder peppers. So like green peppers, but they're red and green. And their seeds are quite a bit bigger than like the seeds of the tomatoes. Also, I ran out of some of my Roma and realized that I had pelleted ones, and I wanted you to see what those pelleted ones look like. They have a soft clay on the outside. They have to be just a tiny bit deeper than when I sink them down. They will have to be just a tiny bit deeper so that clay can dissolve. And so I'm going to get those buried, and I'll take one last picture of all of them. All righty. As I am finishing up here, I have over 80 of the Wisconsin 55 beefsteak. I have 40 of, and a little bit more of the Roma. I had 2 different kinds. Some were pelleted. And I decided to plant some green peppers, but they're the sweet red pepper, California Wonder. Over the top of it, I sprinkled a little bit of the vermiculite. It totally will help with like the roots. It will lighten the soil when we up pot these. It retains moisture. It is so great for everything. I will cover this with, it'll be an overkill because I have this huge cover, and I'll keep it moist in there. So I'll water from the bottom. The other great thing about this is here is like over 150 plants, and they're in one small area. So soil blocking allows you to plant a whole bunch at a time. We'll also kind of keep them separated